Hello and welcome. This is Wise Woman Television with Errity Green. I first encourage you to like and subscribe. Liking ensures other people see this video, and subscribing ensures your own commitment to yourself and your own growth journey. So today we are doing a pick a card reading on your next level. So I've organized the reading into 3 different piles, and in just a moment here I will put those piles up on display so you can intuitively choose whether you'd like pile 1, 2, or 3. All right, so we will get started with pile 1. So again, this is your next level, and how I've organized this reading is your next level, talking about what that is, what that looks like, what you need to focus on, what you need to do, the advice, and the outcome. So pile 1. Your next level feels like it's sort of following your own heart, but even like off the beaten path. It's something almost, I could call it alternative or unusual or different. I would imagine you already identify as someone who is a little bit unusual. I myself am strange and unusual. Maybe not that strange. Winona Ryder and Beetlejuice. Anyway, but it feels like you might be sort of like, again, off the beaten path, a person who kind of follows the beat of their own drum. And it sounds like you're going to give yourself full permission to be that, to do that. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to be strange and unusual or an oddball or living off grid, but it very much can. It's essentially letting yourself live as your own creative and unique expression, letting yourself be true to yourself, no matter what that looks like, no matter what people think, no matter if it conforms to society's roles or the cultural norms and customs. This is very much about standing, I guess, in your own lane, right? And being yourself. And there's also something here for at least a few of you that you might have something come through in terms of a new idea or a new inspiration or a new path. Again, something that could be considered alternative or unconventional. And follow that. That's something that's important for you. It's something that might be new or different, and you are being divinely guided. So what you need to focus on. So a lot of people, I feel like, tend to, when they're on the growth journey, or again, they're trying to get to the next level, they feel like they have to be or do something different, right? That there must be something that they're missing, or why haven't they gotten to the next stage yet, or the next chapter, or the next evolution, or whatever. And this is saying that what you want is already with you. So to me, that feels like you're just continuing to follow through with it more. So perhaps there's something within you that's been an idea or an intention or an inspiration for some time, and now you're actually going to walk the talk, right? You've been talking the talk, thinking the think, but now you'll have the opportunity, or what you're stepping into, your next level is actually walking your talk and walking your walk. That's your next level. So actually implementing and doing the thing and following the off-beaten path. So again, you might be different, and some things that are coming through, so I'm going to share them because they could be relevant for some people. It feels like things that could be related to earth, nature, environment, recycling. I do feel an earthy sort of environmental preservation vibe. That might not be the case for everyone, but there's something here about you've wanted to do something, you've wanted to step into something that might be a little bit different or unusual, but it is a part of you, and it is something that's important to you, and now you have the opportunity to actually do it, to follow through. Your next level happens when you actually do that. So that's what you need to focus on. In terms of what you're going to do, right, so the actual steps you're going to take is getting used to following your own wisdom, following your own intuition, following what it is that, again, is true for you. Because there's something here, there's this overall energy or vibe that is like you've always been sort of maybe different or unusual, right? Like it kind of got that vibe, but that perhaps maybe you didn't listen to it. You know, you didn't listen to the voice always, or you didn't always know the voice, or again, you didn't always follow through, or it was hard for you to follow through on what it was that you truly wanted or what you knew was true for you. So there's something here about continuing to return to your own compass and your own gauge and tuning into that, and then again making those choices to follow through, getting used to and getting to know yourself, your own voice, what you want, your own intuition, and following that through so you can actually bring something into form. You change your life as a result of what you do, and your life doesn't change unless you do something different. So it's like, you're doing something that's off the beaten path, maybe something outside of norms, but that's who you are. You might even be an artist or a creative. There's something here maybe that wants to come through. Again, there's this feeling of inspiration, so perhaps it's a creative expression or artistic expression, something that's already with you. You don't have to make this happen. You don't have to force it to happen. It's already here. So it's a matter of just giving it the time, energy, the focus, the space, and then getting used to following this impulse, following this call, and doing the thing, walking the walk. So the advice, there is something here, an advice to take some time away to really get to know yourself a little bit more, or to really connect with yourself in a deeper way. Again, there's that vibe of perhaps not always listening to your own inner voice. Maybe you get lost in the noise. Maybe you're one of those people that tends to be sort of like when you hang out with other people, you kind of take on their personas, or maybe you're in a significant other relationship where you might take after your significant other. Clearly is not going to be for everybody, but there's something here about really getting close with yourself, stepping away from the noise, stepping away from the standard issue norms, customs, roles, and really getting to know yourself, really getting to know what you want, and following through on those things, whether it's an insight, an inspiration, idea, impulse, something from the wisdom of your own heart. It's very much about following an alternative, sort of unconventional, and what I mean by all that is just unique to you. It's unique to you. So it's not going to look like everybody else's. It may not look like keeping up with the Joneses, but it's being unique to you and what you are meant to bring about on this planet. So the outcome is this sort of like deep healing, integration, and acceptance of yourself. There's something here about sort of coming full circle and finally owning who you really are, finally owning your path, finally owning your choices, honoring who you are, celebrating who you are, this deep sort of healing, but integration, ownership, and reclamation of who you are. Feels very powerful. It's like, yes, this is who I am, this is what I came here to do, and that's that. There's this unapologetic nature about it, but it's deeply rooted, deeply grounded, deeply balanced, and deeply compassionate. So you are here. Your next level is living a unique expression true to you, living a life that's true to you, bringing forth whatever is coming through for you right now. If it's not coming through now, it'll be coming through later as you step into your next level, as you begin to live in greater alignment with your nudges, impulses, and what you're being asked to do, what you're being beckoned to bring forth. It will become clear as you begin moving and living true to yourself. I'm getting some people here, again, those significant other relationships where you might feel held back or imprisoned or threatened in some way, and maybe not actually directly threatened, but it feels like you can't be completely yourself. Your next level is being yourself. Let's just put it simply. Your next level is being yourself. You do that by just, again, being yourself, bringing it all into fruition, getting really, really clear on what your inner voice wants, what it is that you truly want, and then by taking time away to connect with yourself regularly. And through all of this, you create a really beautiful acceptance and integration of who you are, how you operate, and you end up really enjoying your life, really appreciating who you are and enjoying your life. So thank you, Pile 1. If this spoke to you, I encourage you to like or write a comment below, and I will see you next time. Okay, so Pile 2, this is your reading on your next level. So how I've structured this reading is we go over what your next level is, we go over what you're going to focus on or what you need to focus on to bring it to fruition, we go over what you need to actually do, so what are the action steps you need to take, we talk about the advice, and then we talk about the outcome. I also want to share, and I forgot to share this for Pile 1, so I'll have to put it below, is that if you find that this reading really speaks to you, but you need the support to actually bring it to life and implement it in your life, I do offer coaching programs as well as personal intuitive readings, and I encourage you to check out those details below. So Pile 2, let's get started. So Pile 2, your next level, you have been through some stuff we'll say you've been through a little bit of a storm or a little bit of a great healing or a great reckoning. You are sort of at the tail end of a chapter that is closing. There could have been some tower moments, some things that had to crumble and fall away, some heartbreaks, some illnesses, some things that perhaps affected you on a very deep level. We can call it a dark night of the soul, deep transformational period. But your next level is coming out of that. This means it's on its way and all that's over. It's over. Hallelujah. You can celebrate. That is over. Your next level is being able to step into your next chapter. And when you step into your next chapter, you're clean, right? You're clean of all this stuff. The old energy is not there. Any residues are not there. You are clean and you are clear, and none of this is holding you back, okay? That was a time in your life that was necessary to support your greater healing, to support your greater evolution, and it is over or nearing the very end. If you're still feeling some residual feelings or hooks with that, it is on its way out. You can trust that. So your next level is stepping out of this. Coming clean, a brand new slate, blank check, so to speak. So what you need to focus on is really getting clear on after all this clearing has happened, who you are and what you want. In a lot of ways, this is similar to pile 1, although a little bit different. This is getting really clear on who you are deeply and what you really want. Because there's been a great clearing. It feels like you may have you could have lost a job, you could have lost a relationship, you could have lost many relationships, disconnected with people in your social circle, whether it be relationships or jobs or whatever. Maybe you moved home or, who knows. It'll be different because this is a collective reading. However, something fell away, and now you have an opportunity, now that things have sort of cleared and a lot of this stuff has gone away or is in the process of clearing completely, to get clear on this new version of you. Who she is, who he is, what she wants, what he wants. Just getting to start getting to know yourself again, right? Oh, like this is how I want this to be, or like this is what I'm drawn toward, or this is what I am inclined toward. Oh, okay, that feels right, that feels good. You're getting to know yourself again. You're getting to know this version of you. You're getting to know this chapter of your life. It's likely going to look a lot different than the first one, because we know as a spiritually empowered person that these things are all purposeful and happen for a reason. So all this stuff was cleared because in some way you were ready for the next thing, and or the old ways weren't authentic to who you truly were, who you're meant to be, and what you're meant to bring about into this world. So it wasn't aligning with you in some way. It has cleared, and now you're learning, sort of, it feels like, beginning to crawl and beginning to take one step and then beginning to walk. It's like finding your legs again, finding your feet again, gaining traction with this new awareness of who you are now and what this chapter is for you. So what you need to do is start attaching some action to what it is you discover. So if you're finding that you, again, like or appreciate or enjoy something, and this tends to be a little bit new for you, a new hobby, a new passion, maybe you're drawn toward a certain event or drawn toward a certain person, follow it. Be willing to explore and experiment and see what resonates with you again. Some things from your past might resonate for you and make a return into your life. Some things from your childhood may return to your life and reinvigorate your life again. Things that you might have not done in years. And you'll likely also experience brand new things on your path. So you are essentially in a state of or experience of renewal, and your next level is coming into your next level of yourself. You're coming into your next chapter, your next evolution, and this person is much more aligned with your authentic self than the previous version of you. This is much more aligned with your soul or your spiritual path or who you came here to be and what you came here to do. This is the path. You're stepping much more in alignment with that than where you were before. So the advice here is remember that you can claim whatever it is that you want. So there's something here about getting to know yourself, and again, starting to put some of that in action and implementing that, as well as giving yourself permission to be this person or do this thing or whatever. It feels like you are going to step into a place, so this next level, right? It's like this is where a lot of your dreams and desires actually reside. They did not reside in the old world, in the old reality, in the old life. They reside here. And it's like giving yourself permission to own and claim and experience this destiny, you know, your dreams and desires, as opposed to sort of aligning with the belief systems, the value systems of the past, of who you were before. Because a lot of that stuff was cleared out because it wasn't authentic to you, because it wasn't going to honor who you truly are, or what you deeply want, or what you are destined for. It wasn't going to do that for you. This chapter can allow that for you. However, you have to give yourself permission. And I think it's important as well, as I'm reading this, to even give yourself permission to desire something, and to start feeling desire and feeling what that feels like, and getting to know the feeling of being drawn towards something, or inclined towards something, becoming familiar with these feelings within your own experience, which comes back to what you need to focus on, is really getting to know yourself, your own feelings, your own intuition, your own inclination, and a lot of ways similar to pile 1. But in this case, you guys had a big clearing and healing phase that you're now coming out of, where I feel like they might even be just going into it or going through something a little bit different. So if pile 1 does resonate, you might listen to that too, see if it lands for you. But this is saying whatever you want is on its way. It's in this chapter. It's in this next level. It wasn't going to happen for you in the other one. So hallelujah, it's gone and all the stuff is over. Like, it happens here. So if there were any like qualms or reservations or upsets or whatever about everything that happened, know that everything that you want happens in this level, in this version of you. It wasn't going to happen in the other one. So that's an opportunity to celebrate. And then the last piece here in terms of the outcome, there's something here about, you know, you have grown so much and evolved so much as a result of everything that was taken from you, everything that changed or shifted or transformed for you. You were liberated. That's the outcome. You were totally liberated. You were coming from an unattached place. You were coming from a place where you are much more whole unto yourself, where you don't necessarily need a partner and need a person or a relationship or a job or a career or a success or a particular identity or a role to feel whole or to feel fulfilled. That because of everything that's happened, you've learned to stand on your own 2 feet. Okay? So you're standing on your own 2 feet and you are free. You are liberated. And because of all of the pains and perhaps anguish and things that you experienced through this heartbreak or through this big transformation or clearing out, you are now free of a lot of attachments that were holding you back or creating situations where you couldn't actually create what you wanted because you were too focused or too fixated on the result. You were far too identified with it to actually go through the process of the experience of building it and experiencing it. So you are much more liberated as a result now and in a freer place to actually experience what it is that you want. So there's some great things happening for you in your next level. Number 1, the healing and clearing is over with. So that's great. You can say goodbye to that and be grateful that it's over. The next thing that's happening is there's this reminder of everything that you want is here. It wasn't in the old way or the old life. So that should or may help with some acceptance as to what went down for you. And also you are standing as a much more liberated, free, and spiritually empowered person. Like, you don't rely on any one thing to bring you fulfillment. You're able to be fulfilled just being you and walking around in this world. There's so much power in that place of liberation, of truly needing nothing and that anything could be taken away from you and you would be all right. Okay? That's power. That's beautiful. So celebrate that. Congratulations. I encourage you to like and subscribe if this reading landed for you, or you can write something in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you next week. All right, so card pile 3. We are doing a pick a card reading today on your next level. So how I have organized this reading is we're going to talk about what your next level is. We're going to talk about what you need to focus on, what you need to do, what the advice is, and what the outcome is. So pile 3, your next level is being in full and total trust and ownership of who you are, what you came here for, and what you are here to do. There's this really intense confidence and conviction and next level confidence and conviction that, like, this is who I am. There are no qualms about who I am. It's interesting that all the piles had some element of this, but this is, I would say, the most powerful at this point in terms of the level of integration and ownership of who you are. But you're just walking around, like, we could say with sass, but it doesn't have to be with sass. It's more like I know who I am. I know who I'm backed by. God, Great Spirit, Source, the universe. I am fully supported. I am unstoppable, untouchable, invincible, right? A full ownership and integration of who you are and what you came here for. It feels very powerful, feels very integrated, feels very authentic to you. Nothing can stop you. There's a level of conviction and confidence here that you could probably create anything you wanted to create right now. Doesn't matter what it is, you could create it because you get all that energy behind you and all of it's on board, all of it's online, and all of it is like, boom, aligned to support you. And there is something here about that next level, being someone who feels spiritually supported and spiritually empowered. Again, you know who's got your back. So there's no problem here. Like, is this ant gonna bother me? Is the package that didn't get delivered on time gonna bother me? Is this extra charge gonna bother me? Whatever, all first world problems. But even these bigger problems and issues, collective issues of today, it's like, doesn't stop you because you know who you are, you know your own power, and you know who's got your back. So you're all set. So it's interesting here because this is what you need to focus on. You're at this place where if you're not already doing it, I feel like you might already be doing it in some way or aligning with it. You're either like very much on your way. For some of you, you will be, or it could be new for you. But I feel like most of you will already be on your way with this. But you're bringing through your legacy work. You're bringing through your legacy or your purpose path or your purpose work. Now, I don't know what that's going to look like for each and every one of you, but you're bringing in like the next level of your legacy work if this is something you're already doing, or you're bringing through your legacy work for the very first time. It may be in its infancy. It might be an inspiration or an idea. If something like that is coming through for you, know that it's divinely guided. And yes, right, this is your acknowledgement and your affirmation, like boom, you've got it. But I feel like for most of you, you are already on this path. And so your next level and your legacy work is coming through, and you are like in a position to shine, to be successful, to be seen, to be recognized in your work, to be rewarded for your efforts. There's something here about just knowing your shit and owning your shit. And you know, you've got the support of the universe behind you, and literally anything you create right now will be successful. And so focus on knowing your own power, knowing this, and allowing whatever's coming through right now. It could be a big flow of energy or momentum. It could also be a new inspiration or whatever. Follow that. It's divinely guided. It's purposeful. So we said what you need to focus on, what you need to do. There's something here too, though, about being not careful. We could say mindful about your own emotions and your own experiences and self-care and nourishment. Because when we're in really powerful or even successful or recognized places in our lives, we can get off track with ourselves, our own needs, our own emotional needs. Other old habits and sticky things can come up for us again. And so this is just saying, you know, remember to kind of hold yourself gently, to remember to hold your emotions gently, to take care of yourself, remember to honor your own needs. Remember to even hold your legacy work loosely, right? Don't grasp it so hard like a bar of soap that it flies out of your hands. Allowing yourself still some space, some spaciousness, some level of detachment. Allowing yourself some space and some level of detachment as well, and really ensuring that you're honoring anything that might be coming up in terms of old energy clearing out, or emotions that are coming out. There is something here about some either residual healing and clearing, or about a regular need for an honoring of your own needs and a self-care practice or more nourishment for yourself. So, you know, how can you be gentle with yourself, gentle with this process, and within the great confidence and conviction and ownership of your power and your legacy work or your purpose path or work in the world, remembering to truly be a mother to yourself and nurture yourself, and to keep some spaciousness in all of it, because it can be easy to get kind of lost in the big excitement of things or the big successes. It can be easy to sort of detour. Remember self-care and nourishment and self-love on the journey. The final piece of advice here is about, it reminds me a little bit of the previous message in the previous card of remembering to come back to yourself, remembering to come back to your own intuition, remembering to come back to your own wisdom. It's like this opportunity to continue to come back to your own truth and what is true for you, what is authentic for you, and what it is that you truly deeply want. Because we can get to these next levels, right? Your next level of success is kind of what it's feeling like, this unstoppable person where you can create whatever you want, but it can become like that derailed train. And I'm not saying that's already happening for anybody. I don't sense that energy here, but it's like when this big push of energy or momentum comes, it can throw people off if they're not reminded to stay focused on yourself, stay focused on your needs, stay focused on your emotions, and continue to return to yourself. Are you taking this opportunity because you want to, or because you think you should say yes and it might help with your exposure or publicity, right? Are you saying yes to this because this client, because you really want to, or are they an ideal client, or is it someone that you actually usually wouldn't work with, but you don't want to maybe upset your reputation or your bank account, whatever. There are many different ways to look at this, but the point is remembering to return to what you need, what you want, what you actually want, not to make things more complicated or even bigger than they need to be, because you might be someone who actually desires simplicity at the most basic or fundamental level, and yet success can get complicated when you start to be able to create or manifest anything that you want. You can, things, shiny lights everywhere. It can get tough. So remember, stay focused on you, what it is that you really want, saying yes based on what it is that you really want or value, and saying no to the other things. Continuing to align with your truest self, your most authentic self, and what it is that you truly want and what you want to share with the world. It doesn't have to look like what anyone else's stuff looks like, keeping that in mind. So the final outcome then is this brings you to your bigger dream or vision. So you are on the way, if not in the very beginning, you could be in the middle of the path, and that's what it feels like to me as I'm sharing this, but some of you may be at the beginning, but you're on your way to that bigger dream, that bigger vision that you have for yourself. I don't know what that is for each and every one of you who might watch, but we all have a sort of end game goal, or the big vision, or the whatever, right? The big vision, the carrot, you're on your way. This is the path. This energy is what is required, and you're on your way. Like if there was A to Z, and Z is the end game, I would say you're M, right? You're very much on your way. You are nearing this bigger vision, this bigger dream. It's going to be materializing, and like this is it. This is exactly what you wanted. You're here. You've worked for it. You've done the inner work because you have the ownership of this energy that's unstoppable. You've had to have done the inner work to truly own yourself at this level and at this level of power. You've walked the good walk, and I know that out of all the other piles, you have walked the walk already. They were being guided to sort of walk their talk. Start putting things into action, start bringing things into form. You guys have been doing that, like done, consistent, already been there, done that. And so your reminders are, okay, as a successful person, this next level of success, you're approaching your even bigger dream and materializing these things, able to manifest whatever it is at your fingertips. Remembering though, stay true to you, honor your own feelings and emotions, remember to take care of yourself. That way you continue on that path to your greater legacy without losing yourself on the way. So stay true to you. So if you like this, or if it resonated for you, I encourage you to like and subscribe, or leave a comment below. If this is something that landed for you and you would like the support to actually bring it to life and bring your next level to life, you can check out the comments below for more details, or the commentary that I write, the description on how you might work with me as a coach. So I thank you for watching, and I will see everybody next week.